The night is coming, blanketing the world in a cloak of shadows. The sun dips below the horizon, and the forest transforms. The air is thick, heavy with moisture. The fog clings to ancient trees like ghostly shrouds, obscuring what lies beyond. And the world feels small, confined, as if the very trees are closing in, trapping you in their silent embrace. The dense canopy overhead steals the last vestiges of light. But listen closely. There's a deep, heavy breathing in the darkness, a sound that sends shivers down your spine. It's a primal rhythm, a sign of something ancient and powerful. Something massive is out there, moving through the undergrowth, its presence a palpable weight in the air. A shadow shifts between the trees, too large to be any ordinary beast. This is a world where every shadow could be your last, where danger lurks behind every tree, and survival is a constant struggle. The forest is alive, but not with welcome. Survival here is a brutal fight against the dark, a desperate dance with death in a land before time. Every sunrise is a victory, every sunset a renewed threat. And the things that live within it, creatures born of nightmare, with instincts honed over millennia. Eyes gleam in the darkness, watching, waiting. Down in the mud, the story is written, a silent testament to the struggles that have played out on this ancient ground. Desperate human footprints, small and vulnerable, pressed deep into the yielding earth, swallowed by something far larger, something that dwarfs humanity, a predator of immense size and power. Not a bear, not a cat. Something far more terrifying, something monstrous, a creature of legend whose very existence defies comprehension. With claw marks gouged deep into the earth, tearing through rock and wood with effortless strength. One was the hunter, driven by instinct and hunger, a predator at the apex of its domain. The other, the hunted, running for their life, praying for a dawn that may never come. The sounds of the forest at night are a language of fear, whispers of danger carried on the wind. A twig snaps, a tiny sound that shatters the silence. Is it a small animal, scurrying through the undergrowth, or something much larger, something with teeth and claws? A low growl vibrates through the trees, a guttural sound that speaks of hunger and aggression. A warning, this is my territory, trespassers will not be tolerated. Early humans had only their wits, their cunning, their ability to adapt and learn. Courage and fire, the only weapons against the darkness that threatened to consume them. Just outside the ring of light, where the shadows dance and writhe, a monster watched, its eyes burning with predatory hunger, waiting for weakness, for a moment of vulnerability. The rules of survival in this unforgiving world are simple, yet brutally effective. Find shelter, a place to hide from the terrors that stalk the night. Water, the lifeblood of survival, a precious resource in a harsh land. Food, and avoid becoming food, the ultimate price for failure in this deadly game. The breathing grows closer, a steady, deliberate sound that sends a wave of panic through your veins, slow and rhythmic, a predator marking its approach. The creature is patient, methodical, a hunter that knows how to wait for the perfect moment to strike, and knows this forest better than any human, every path, every hiding place, every secret. Fear makes you clumsy, makes you loud, betrays your position to the hunter in the dark. In this ancient wilderness where the laws of nature reign supreme, a single mistake is all it takes to become another statistic, another victim claimed by the forest. The forest holds its breath, waiting, watching, a silent observer of the drama unfolding within its depths. And so do you, your heart pounding in your chest, every nerve on high alert. The hunt has begun, and you are the prey. Deep within the annals of prehistory, where fact blurs with legend, there exists a creature of immense size and terrifying power. The monster has a name, Gigantopithecus, the giant ape. A name that echoes through time, conjuring images of a colossal primate that once roamed the earth. To those who shared its forest, the early humans who eked out a living in its shadow, it was a demon, a being of nightmare, a god of the dark, a primal force that commanded respect and fear in equal measure, a hairy giant that walked like a man, a towering figure that challenged the very notion of human dominance. Imagine a creature 10 feet tall, a behemoth of muscle and fur, dwarfing even the largest of modern apes. Arms powerful enough to snap trees like twigs, a testament to its raw, untamed strength. Covered in red and black fur, a dense coat that protected it from the elements and camouflaged it within the deep forest shadows. It was the apex predator, the undisputed ruler of its domain, and early humans were unfortunately on its menu, a potential source of sustenance in a harsh and unforgiving world. Fossils tell us it was real. Fragments of a forgotten giant, unearthed from the depths of time. Massive jaws and teeth found in Asian caves, silent witnesses to its immense power and formidable presence. Its teeth could grind bamboo with ease, reducing the tough stalks to a pulpy mush, or crush bone, a chilling testament to its potential for violence and its place at the top of the food chain. Mostly a plant eater, subsisting on a diet of bamboo and other vegetation, but fiercely territorial and opportunistic, never one to back down from a challenge. If a human crossed its path, venturing too close to its domain, it would attack with brutal force. It moved with surprising silence for its size, a predator that could stalk its prey with deadly efficiency. A ghost in the jungle, a fleeting glimpse of something massive and powerful disappearing into the undergrowth. For early humans, it was more than a predator. It was an ever-present threat, a constant reminder of their vulnerability. It was a force of nature, an embodiment of the raw power and untamed wilderness that surrounded them. The stories they told around the flickering campfire were survival guides, lessons learned from encounters with the giant. Never go into the deep woods alone, for that is where the giant roams, and its wrath is swift and terrible. Never let the fire go out, for the flames are a shield against the darkness and the creatures that dwell within it. Listen for the giant's breath on the wind, the rustling of leaves that betrays its approach. The great hunter was always out there, lurking in the shadows, a constant threat to their fragile existence. A reminder that humanity was not yet the master of this world, that they were but one species among many, struggling to survive in a land ruled by giants. Imagine waking up every day knowing something is hunting you. For our ancestors, fear was a constant companion. Every morning began with a scan for tracks, broken branches, signs the beast had been near. The smallest sound made hearts pound. Daily life was a series of risks: water at the river, food in the forest, both the giants' domain. They moved in groups, learned to be silent, to read the forest's warnings. The camp was their fortress, the fire its heart. The fire kept the darkness and the monster at bay. Letting the fire die was disaster. This pressure shaped our ancestors, made them smarter, more cooperative. Fear forced them to plan, communicate, innovate. In the shadow of this immense fear, humanity was being forged. Deep in their caves, our ancestors told stories not just with words, but with fire and stone. On the walls, small human figures cower beneath a towering, hairy shape. This was the monster, the fear that dominated their lives. These paintings were warnings, prayers, and records. The art shows the creature's size, its menacing presence, and the weapons humans used: simple spears, stone tips. These weren't just for hunting deer, they were for defending against the ultimate predator. The creature is painted larger than life, more god than animal, a sign of its psychological impact. The paintings were a way to gain power over fear, to say, we see you and we are not helpless. Alongside the art we find brutal, functional weapons, flint spearheads, stone axes. This was what stood between a family and a 10-foot-tall ape. It was a contest of stone and sinew, human ingenuity against monstrous strength. The hunt was a daily reality, a two-way street of life and death. Sometimes humans stalked prey, sometimes they were stalked. Every sense was on high alert in the dense jungle. A flicker of movement, a patch of dark fur. The giant is here. It moved with terrifying grace, nearly silent. The jungle became a trap. Escape meant diving through thorns, scrambling through rocks, climbing trees the giant couldn't follow. Every escape was a lesson. The beast was powerful but not nimble. Close calls, massive hands swiping, fangs flashing, became stories told at camp. These weren't just tales. They were vital intelligence. Survivors brought back knowledge that could save the tribe next time. As the sun set, tension grew. Night belonged to the monster. The tribe gathered close, fire built high, spears ready. Every sound was a potential threat. Then a crash. A tree falls at the clearing's edge. The beast attacks, not with stealth but with fury. It sees the fire as a challenge. A huge silhouette appears, beating its chest, roaring, a living nightmare. Panic erupts. Hunters form a fragile wall. The giant charges, swiping bodies aside. Spears glance off its hide. It's chaos. But in the chaos, a hunter sees vulnerability. This is not a god, but flesh and blood. The attack is brutal, but the tribe learns the beast can be hurt. The night is a disaster, but also a turning point. They see the monster as an enemy they can fight. After a night of terror, something changes. Fear is mixed with anger, a desire for revenge. They decide to fight back. This is the shift from prey to predator. Around the morning fire, they plan. They sharpen stones, craft stronger spears, practice throwing with accuracy. They prepare to take the fight to the monster. Fire becomes their weapon, not just their shield. Burning branches and torches can keep the beast at bay, create barriers, drive it into traps. They experiment with bundles of dry grass and resin-soaked wood for brighter, longer-burning flames. Teamwork is key. Decoys distract, throwers strike. For the first time, they set the terms of the engagement. The day of the hunt arrives. The tribe moves as one, faces painted, spears and torches ready. They enter the beast's territory, not as prey, but as hunters. They find the giant feeding, runners circle, create noise. The giant turns, distracted. The main group lights torches, forming a line of fire. They push the beast toward a cliff, surround it. The giant is trapped, no escape. It charges. The hunters stand firm. Spears fly, aimed at vulnerable spots. The giant stumbles, wounded, lashes out. The hunters move as one, disciplined. A final spear finds its heart. The beast falls. Silence, then a roar of victory. The death of the great hunter, the mighty Gigantopithecus, marked a turning point. It wasn't just the end of a single creature, but the end of an era. The tribe stood over their fallen enemy, a monument to their collective strength and cunning. They had brought down a giant. They had faced their greatest fear, a primal terror that stalked their nightmares, and they had won. The victory was more than just food or safety. It was a profound shift in their understanding of themselves. This victory gave them confidence, a newfound belief in their ability to shape their own destiny. They stood taller, their eyes reflecting a spark of ambition. They had proven their intelligence and cooperation could overcome even the most powerful beast. The realization that they were stronger together than any individual was a revelation. The balance of power shifted, subtly at first, but irrevocably. Humans were on their way to mastery, no longer just surviving, but beginning to dominate their environment. The world was changing around them, and they were changing with it. The story became legend, told and retold around every campfire, growing larger and more fantastical with each telling. It was a reminder of what they had overcome and what they were capable of. Cave paintings changed. Now they showed the hunt, the victory, the moment of triumph over the giant. The images captured not just the event, but the feeling, the surge of adrenaline and the collective pride. The art became about courage, not fear, about the strength they found within themselves, not the terror that lurked in the shadows. The giant faded as the world changed, its reign coming to an end as the human story began to unfold. Forests shrank, humans multiplied, their settlements spreading like wildfire across the landscape. The world was becoming a human world. Gigantopithecus, once king, could not adapt to this new world. Its size, once an advantage, became a liability. Its extinction was slow, a vanishing act, a gradual fading into the mists of time. The great ape became a memory, a whisper in the wind. All that remains are a few massive teeth, silent witnesses to a lost world, and the echo of its story in myths of wild men and giants, cautionary tales and legends of a time when the world was different. We survived, thrived, adapted and conquered, built cities, crossed oceans, reached for the stars. But we should never forget the lessons learned in that ancient forest, the price of survival, the power of unity. Work together, support each other, innovate, adapt, never stop learning. Face your fears, for they are often the key to unlocking your greatest potential. Our survival was earned, not given, in a desperate fight against monsters in the dark, both real and imagined. We are the children of survivors, inheritors of a legacy forged in courage and resilience. And the ghost of the forest, the memory of the giant, is forever part of our story. A reminder of where we came from and what we are capable of.